Welcome to another episode of Get in Our Room, but we're no longer Get in Our Room. We are now the Unbound Book Babes. We did a rebrand.
So get out of our room.
Yeah, we're very excited for this rebrand. We originally started this podcast back in February of this year, and we weren't really sure what direction it was going to go in. So we chose a name, but that name no longer fits our direction. So we wanted to make sure that we were, one, making sense to our listeners, and two, to the algorithms at large, because they are very controlling and manipulative. So yes, part of this was to appease the algorithms of YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, the things, the socials. But this fits, and it feels really good so far, and we're very, very excited about it. So you'll see everything updating, and we are now going to be able to be found at Unbound Book Babes on Instagram and TikTok. So very exciting. You can search us on YouTube, but make sure you put podcast after Unbound Book Babes. Do it both ways and then giggle with us, and you'll understand why. And then from there, we're just going to move forward. We're very excited about the new direction for the podcast.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this rebrand. I think it'll, especially when we're commenting on people's stuff on social media, it'll make a little bit more sense than Get in Our Room. I don't know what they thought it was going to be, but I bet a lot of our comments just kind of got deleted.
Yeah, and I think with the world of OF, Get in Our Room may have put some people
Sent
off.
the wrong message.
Yeah. So
agreed.
So,
and I think not only were we confusing possible listeners, we were also confusing the algorithm. And so that's never a safe place to be.
Yeah, not on the internet of 2023, at least.
So, yep. So we're rebranded, and it fits a little bit more, right? Unbound, unhinged.
Yep.
Book Babes. It all makes more sense now.
Mm-hmm. So thanks for those of you who have been with us from the beginning. We are unintentionally confusing you now, but we appreciate if you stick along. Still keep listening, commenting, interacting, because we have some really fun things planned that are coming in the new year. We're taking some time to kind of switch up how we're doing things, which you're actually going to see this week. We are changing up our episode structure a little bit. So instead of having super long episodes, we're now going to break this into 2 to 3 episodes a week, depending on how the cookie crumbles, so to speak. So the first episode of the week will be like our news section. So we're aiming for basically mini-sodes, a couple of mini-sodes a week. So we'll do news on Monday or Wednesday of the week. We're not really sure exactly, because this week's a little weird because it's a short week, a holiday weekend, and to prepare for this rebrand, we are actually recording a day later. So this episode is going to be up on Wednesday this week, and then it will cover all the news. The next episode, this episode, will be for our main topic. And our main topic this week will be coming out on Thursday. And we are going to do basically a this or that for the Mossiverse, or would you rather for the Mossiverse. So that's pretty exciting. It's going to be fun, lighthearted. With all the work that we've done, we needed something kind of lighthearted and fun and kind of simple and easy to film for us this week, because we've been doing quite a bit of stuff in the background and a lot of discussion in the background. Yeah, very excited.
Welcome to Unbound Book Babes, first episode.
Yes.
You can tell it's the new one because I got a new background.
Yes, it's awesome. I like it a lot. My background's kind of shifted, and there's my old desk behind me because Jake made me a new desk. So
how exciting!
Very exciting. It feels a little clunky right now because it's new. But we'll get it sorted out. The background will get better after I relocate this desk. and stuff like that. But it's going to be, and get some trim on that wall finally. If you're on video, you can see my lack of trim. So, Kristen, what news topic do you have for us this week?
So, news is a strong word for what I want to chat about. But it is very exciting. I would say it's news-worthy from TikTok. There's a TikTok creator by the name of Body Semantics. Samantix. Semantics.
Is her name Sam?
I would guess yes.
I would hope so, because that's a great name.
Yes. And it is a great name because she created a virtual training, a virtual workout based off of A Court of Silver Flames, the Valkyrie workout.
Cool.
So she was like, yeah, I thought 10 or 15 women would join me on this journey to train like a Valkyrie. And then she had a huge turnout. I want to say over 1,000 women that decided to join her on this journey.
What?
And a bunch of them, they trained for a really long time. And then they went to Colorado and hiked a mountain.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so they didn't have to fight their way up the mountain, but still very symbolic of that book, which I guess may or may not be a spoiler alert. I still don't know how those work. There's another creator on TikTok, Anna Penbrook, ANNAPENBROOKE, Anna Penbrook. Another little group, they did the 10,000 stair challenge. So they trained for several months on the Stairmasters at the gym, and then one day, the culmination of their training was that after one day, they all went in and did 10,000 steps, 10,000 stairs on the Stairmaster in one day. And they all achieved it because they trained just like Nesta.
They did. Okay, so Anna Penbrook, I got on TikTok to follow these people.
Yeah. They're amazing. You should follow them.
It's Anna Penbrook is two women, Anna and Brooke, and they have a co-books talk page. And day 32, the last day of the Nesta 10,000 steps challenge. 32 days.
It only took them 32 days.
I guess.
Damn, that's impressive. They must have been in pretty good shape to start that, though. I couldn't. Now I wonder.
I mean,
That's very interesting. 32 days? How do you break that up? You'd have to start with over 1,000 steps ready to go, right?
Yeah, that sounds brutal.
I don't know. I'm intrigued. Maybe I should go look further into that. 32 days. That's incredible.
It's super incredible.
It took Nesta longer than that, but she was doing 32. She did 10,000 down.
She had to go back up. When she got to the bottom, she turned around and she went back up. Remember?
I thought she went out drinking. No.
Well, maybe that is when she ran away and they had to fetch her. God, good thing I'm doing a reread soon.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know if she did 10,000 up and down, or if she just went straight down.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's harder, though. 10,000 down would be tough.
Knees.
At what point do you just let yourself fall?
My 29-year-old knees already hurt from the thought of that.
But I just loved it. I just loved that this community came together and was like, we want to train like these women, right? Like, that was the most inspiring part of Nesta's story, is that everybody's like, I could do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to train like her. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But, there's so many people that hated Nesta, and yet she had such a profound impact on so many more that wanted to be just like her.
Yeah. I freaking love
that. I love that.
So
it might not be news. I don't know how recent all of that happened. It's new to me.
I think it's really cool. I think it's great. It's new to me. I had to go follow both of those people, so thank you for that. So my topic is more news, and it's a little bit heavier. So sorry about that. But so there is. So we all know Scholastic Book Fairs from at school, being a kid, There's this new company called Brave Book Fairs. And they're trying to stop Scholastic Book Fairs. So Brave is...
Why are they trying... What do they think is wrong with Scholastic?
Yep. When you go to their page, the first thing that pops up is who all like owns it and stuff like that. And the heading is highly driven individuals fighting for your family and the future generations of America. And at the top, it says Stop Scholastic. So when you click on that, they talk about how you may think that Scholastic is a huge company and some bad books just slip through the cracks. Seems reasonable, but that's not the case. Scholastic is not the company new as a child, just like Disney, Target, and Bud Light. Scholastic has succumbed to the agenda that's led them to flood our schools and libraries with books that promote dangerous and anti-biblical ideas. Many of their books appear harmless, boasting bright and colorful covers and kid-capturing titles masking ideas like gender fluidity and the LGBTQIA plus agenda on the inside. So Brave is a Christian-based book fair, which I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is, what's the problem with having both? Like, what? I don't understand why we can't meet in the middle somewhere and allow those who want LGBTQ plus books for grade school children to be allowed, and also Christian-based books to be allowed. Like, why can't in the spring there be, like, the beginning of school year, there would be one and then the other? Like, I don't understand why we have to be so polar in this world, especially when it comes to books. Like, because Scholastic still has, like, Magic Treehouse and, you know, Scooby-Doo and Chronicles of Narnia, Percy Jackson. There's still those books. They also just have other books that happen to touch on these different topics as well.
You know, for an elementary school, right, so we're talking 5th grade and younger, I don't know if either of these books belong in a book fair in an elementary school setting. You know, I think books, yes, they are free to be written, free to be aged however you want. There's not really a whole lot of rules around it that I know of. You can just write whatever you want to write. But at the end of the day, I think we've got to ask what belongs in a public school, right?
Yeah.
A public school that is open to all children of everybody that's in that community.
Yeah.
Obviously, religious books don't belong in there.
Yeah.
I don't know any the schools have the Bible in their sitting around in their public elementary school.
I don't know.
Think
but
so.
I mean,
I don't know for sure.
I don't know either, because I will be completely honest, I don't have kids. I have nieces and nephews. And
yeah, we have no dog in this fight. So before you comment something crazy, we have no dog in this fight. We're just having a great time.
Yeah. And I actually asked one of my friends, I was like, what are your thoughts on this? Because I went and I read her, like, the Stop Scholastic page, but also our Brave story. So this is about them. We founded Brave Books because while we were trying to raise our children to love their God and country, we became more and more aware that there is a real war being waged for the hearts and minds of the next generation. There's an agenda to confuse and demoralize our children and make them hate their country and the values that it was founded upon.
Those are some big words. Those are some big stances to take. But I gotta ask, like, again, we're talking about elementary school,
Children.
5th grade and younger.
Yeah.
So it's 10 and younger? Is what age we're looking at? 12 and younger?
10, 11, yeah, probably 11, 12 if you have a weird birthday.
Yeah. So it's one of those
Or
things
held
where
back.
it's like, if we really look at these books, religion is one thing. We already know that's not really, like, that shouldn't be pushed in public schools because separation of church and state. But if we really dissect the other side of this with LGBTQIA plus, all of that going into schools, at an elementary level, should any of this be accessible to them?
Yeah, it's a great question.
In school? Or should this all wait for middle school, high school, their parents to talk about? I don't think any of these books should be in a children's public school.
So I asked one of my friends who has children, and she goes, this is a really hard topic to navigate with young children. She's like, because when we're out and about, my children see it and they ask questions, right? Which is what a child does. They question the world. That's what they're supposed to do. That's how you learn things. But she was like, I wouldn't mind having something in the middle where both are available, because in schools, there's all walks of life. And she says in their community, so this is a community in West Michigan, that their school actually has a parent meeting before Scholastic comes in. And there's like so many books for religion and so many books for different categories, basically. So they have like their standard Scholastic Book Fair, and then they have all these other books that are available to bring. And the parents actually vote on what ones that they are okay with having come in. So they have time to review and understand what their children are going to be exposed to. Nobody likes having impressions pushed on them one way or another. Like that, it just makes it some people really uncomfortable. And I just feel like we shouldn't be so polar. I don't understand, like literature is made to be a form of expression and a form of learning. And these are things that we need to learn. These are realities in our world today. So we should at least read and understand them. There's a good question as to when that makes sense to do. I don't know the answer to that. Like I said, I'm not a parent. I know how young I was when I realized that I may have had a crush on a girl, and I was in elementary school when I realized that. And so like, when is representation good for kids? And I don't know, but I would be really interested to hear what the community has to say. And I really would hate to see Scholastic be canceled.
If cancel culture has proven anything, it's that most people that get canceled just end up more profitable and more popular, because there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Sure.
And I think the other thing is that this is such a small argument to be had overall. How many kids read?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, how many kids read?
Yeah, good point.
10% of the class?
Yeah, it's probably something scary low.
It's not a popular hobby. So people want to argue about what books are and are not allowed in a library or in their public school or in these book fairs. And yet they give out tablets to the whole internet.
Yeah.
They have all sorts of videos on YouTube that are specifically designed to get around those parental controls, and they're worried about what's in a book.
Excellent.
And here's the other thing. Kids that read, I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I'm a heavy reader, but kids that read are more intelligent. They're more able to read and entertain an idea without accepting it as the whole truth and like a brand new world, So there's no need to censor it. And again, as they get older, I just don't know. And if you're a parent that thinks your kids should be reading those books, the Scholastic Book Fair is not the only place to get them. Yeah. You can go out and get these books for your children. But the Scholastic Book Fair is somewhere kids go without their parents, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's also super accessible for those kids who are in lower income communities who don't necessarily have parents that can take them to a bookstore. Maybe they don't have a car, but they ride the bus to school every day and they had that exposure. I don't know. I really like your perspective on it, though, of like, we hand them tablets. What's the big deal about a book?
But we're worried about what they're reading in a book. Not enough kids read for us to be worried about this.
I think that's excellent. This is Bobby coming after we're already done recording because we forgot to record an outro for the first segment since we're switching things up. I just wanted to pop back in here and say thank you for listening to the News and Chat episode this week. And stay tuned because we're going to have the main topic, This or That, Would You Rather, SJM edition, later this week. We look forward to having you join us then. Bye!